Oh yeah, no, I'm just, yeah, it's shooting the other way, I'm just curious.
Yeah, so that once you've taken the class, it's really easy. When you've been in the class and you go online, we're actually getting a lot of people loving this, but they're long-term students that are coming, and we just don't know what's going to happen when we're closed, so we want to have something for our students.
That's so helpful.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's so nice.
And a lot of them have been in the class that we recorded and put online, so we're hoping to build, you know, a good library before we close, just so that if there's a new delay,
Wow, yeah.
we can swing it.
That's awesome. That's so, so good.
Yeah, so, you know, and maybe you like the class and you go, oh, I'd like to take that class again, right? Or maybe you didn't like that class, you know, okay, I don't really want to do that one.
Yeah, yeah.
So typically, you know, you want to start to acquire some props. It helps so that you can use your props at home.
Yes, that's a great idea.
And I just want to make sure you've got 2 cork blocks, a strap. I'm just going to check your loop. Cool. So come on up and sit up. Keep your feet just like that. And we're going to make it more active for you. Now take that strap behind your buttocks down, right down in your hairline. Try and keep the strap so that it stays that firm. And then let's lay back. And you can start to tighten it. So let's just see how you go here. Tighten it as much as you can. Girl, press your heels together. This might be a little bit easier. It's okay. Is that good? Okay. Feels very comfortable. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to take your head down one long look back. So flip that block just one little time. And then you see how we want to go like this? That's the forward bend. That's the central nervous system calling to get back into that. We want to do exactly the opposite today. Yeah. So you'll notice how quickly I want to protect. Is your neck okay?
Yeah, it's fun. Cool.
All right. So just for a few minutes to start to create a nice opening in the pelvis. I call this the holy pose because it opens the lower pelvic floor area. There's 3 layers of the pelvic floor for both genders. Both the men and the women have 3 layers. And it's the number 1 disease center. So we need to take time to open it. And it's the hips. Because I have a small obsession with the hips. And these props really help to facilitate a balanced opening in the pelvis. So we take the strap underneath the hip line in the back and around the outer feet. And we just look for little blocks, laying back. Good. So in these early moments, we just start to press through the outsides of the feet. So look for that outer line of the foot, from the back outer heel into the baby toe. So there's a line of awareness. Feel that connection. Feel both sides of that line. And then start to feel as though you were spreading your toes as you try to open the toes wide, pressing through the outsides of the feet. You can feel an initial stretch. So we're working to roll those inner thighs out, lengthening the inner thighs to the knees, pressing through the outer feet. If you can manage to open your big toe knuckles away from each other, great. And then let's just take the hands to the elbows and reach the elbows up and overhead. So So we're stretching through the armpit chest, from the center of the armpit out to the sides. See if you can do that in a sense of balance. Uniting the two sides as one. Uniting the two sides as one with the breath. So start to breathe a little more deeply. So we open through the armpit chest on the inhale, and we start to let the lower ribs drop down towards the hips, and the shoulders drop down away from the ears on the exhale. So we create that counter stretch in the torso, pressing through the outer feet, widening the inner thighs to the knees. See if you can grip the floor with your sits bones. And then release the lower ribs down towards the hips. So the sits bones are uniting with the lower ribs. The lower ribs are uniting with the sits bones and the sacrum through that center of the buttock. And slowly the breath starts to create that space for us. The mind can slip away now. Let's take the elbows back down. And if you feel that you can lift your sits bones to your heels, do so. Maybe tighten your strap a little. If it's already pretty tight, leave it. Let's change the clasp of the hands now and just reach the elbows up and overhead. So we're reversing the clasp of the hands to the elbows, widening the outermost arm away from the center line. So feel those forearms draw away from each other. Opening through the outsides of the body. So feel those outer sides of the body widening away from each other. Let's take the elbows back down. Good. And let's come on up. And just move your blocks off to the side. And let's scooch forward here. Scooch, scooch. So you can see my strap is open and so is yours, right? So that's the good news. If the strap doesn't stretch, it's the hips. So see if you can tighten your straps a little more. Let it grow. And then take a look. So I'm leaning back, coming onto the lower back, coming onto the upper back, and releasing my legs down. Try to keep the lower back down. Try to keep your lower ribs drawing down towards your hips. See you all right there? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So let's look for the feet. Let's start to feel the four corners of the feet melting in towards each other. So feel that beautiful connection between the right and the left side and allow the feet to melt in towards each other. And notice the center of the buttocks. So we're working from that center. Lower belly is drawing down, so we want to minimize that hyper extension in the lower back. The lower back draws down towards the floor. So we start to feel this sense of tucking the sits bones in and under. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Let's further that tucking action, scooping your pelvis. Feeling the center of your buttocks. So we're working from that center. Lower ribs to the hips. See if you can take your hips to your lower ribs. let the breath move freely through the body, so let the mind go. Just let your breath move through the body naturally. Now see if you can start to energetically lengthen from your hips along the top of the thigh out to the kneecap. So feel the tops of the thighs get longer and longer from the hip bone out through the kneecaps. Working from your center. Start to feel a sense of the hip bones moving away from the lower ribs. So these hip bones are energetically, microscopically moving away from the lower ribs to create length through the front of the torso. From the lower ribs to the hips. And then creating in the back of the body length from the lower ribs down towards the buttocks. So we are creating length in that lower torso from the ribs down towards the pelvis. In both the front and the back of the body. So tuck, tuck, tuck. Tuck your sits bones, grip the floor on both the right sits bone and the left sits bone. Feel the center of your buttocks. So that tucking action helps to roll the thighs out. And then we feel a second in opposing action as we lengthen from the hip bone out through the tops of the thighs, continuing that energy out through the kneecaps. That is an untucking action. So the two double actions work to create this opening through the pelvic floor, right up through the torso. So let those feet completely melt in towards each other as though the two feet become one now. Maintaining that center of the buttocks. Very nice. So let's start to make our way up here. It's nice. It's deep.
Yeah,
We're
it's
looking
really
for
deep.
a real change.
Yeah.
So let's move the belt buckle away from us to open the strap. There we go. And let's just lift the knees up here. We're going to keep our bolster and our strap nearby. And let's just straighten the legs. Lift up into Dandasana. So straighten your legs, shoulders back, that's it. Lift and lengthen through that armpit chest. See if you can press the backs of the legs down and lift up. That's it. Good. So I'm so glad it's just you because we can have a little fun if you're okay with that. we'll do some traditional stuff, but let's go outside because you're young.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, so let's see if you can, just see what we can do. You don't have to do everything. See if you can grab your big toes, toe knuckles. That's it, that's what I thought. I thought you could probably get there. So just try to reach the balls of your feet forward. Hi! Come on in, are you here for the hips and hamstrings class?
Yeah, but I'm so light.
That's all right. Hey, just grab a mat, grab yourself a couple of blocks, and then just come and join us, all right? If you want to change, just go in that ladies' room there. Yeah.
Straight on. Yeah.
Mhm. So we're just continuing on, and you can join us when you're ready.
Okay.
Alright. Good. See if you can straighten those legs. Now press the backs of the thighs down and lift through the sides of the body. And see if you can now lift your right leg. That's it. Lift the right leg. That's it. That a girl. And now let's take the knee back. Oh. So you feel the right side, eh? That's it. So it's like this bow and arrow. That's it. Good girl. Wow. You're making progress faster than me. I'm a little tight here. So feel that thigh drawing back. Good job. Very nice. You've done a great job because most people drop the knee way out.
Thank you.
And then let's take the left hand to the right heel and take your hands to the ankle and just move your hip for a moment back and forth. That's it. Good. And then let's place the right ankle right up where that left hip is. See if you can get it as high as you can. That a girl. And then let's just fold forward here. So we flex the right foot, but the right foot is soft, so the groin stays soft, and we're just trying to flex your left foot. That's it. Good. That's it. You got it. So we lift through the sides of the body. That's it. This deepens the hip opening. And then slowly come up. And let's just bring the left foot to the floor. Keep the right leg where it is. That's it. So lean over to the right, that a girl, and see if you can now drop the right knee down and bring it forward. That's it. So point the knee this way, bring it forward. Bring the whole leg forward. That's it. And drop it down to the floor. That's it. That a girl. It's just because now bring the knee forward more. And come forward more. Start to walk your hands forward. That's it. And come forward. Forward in. That a girl. Bring the knee down. There we go. Nice. You feeling the stretch now?
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
So you can see it can be a little tricky to have a lot of people in the room and teach this stuff. So that's what I'm working.
Yeah.
And when I was in Italy doing this workshop, we were working with MS patients, and they said, the neurosurgeon said you should be working on inversions and opening the pelvic floor.
I believe it.
That's it.
I never noticed like I did notice it when I was working out a lot, like doing triathlons and stuff, how like tight my hips were getting, but on the opposite side of things, then having a baby, like noticing the other end of where I went from tight to I don't even know what it is now, like oh, just static from not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And how important hips are.
Exactly. It's so important. This is the disease center for women, #1. Okay. So let's come back and just bring that left foot under the right hip. That's it. So this is going to be tough, all right? So don't panic. This poor girl is going to come in and get through. So let's see if you can take the strap around the outsides of the thighs, like so. And then tighten the strap. And girl, hey, you can tiptoe, don't worry, come on. You're all good. Then try and have the strap pretty tight and move it towards the knees a little bit. Good girl. And then grab yourself a couple of more blocks and a strap right in there, right where the blankets are. Straight ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. And now see if you can, so this is not going to be a lot of fun, right? So you see how I'm lifting my legs to come onto my back and then start to let the legs come down. So we're working from the center of the buttocks. We're trying not to be hypermobile. You got it. And you, my dear, once you set your mat up nice and comfortably, I want you to come and sit cross-legged. There we go. And now just take your right foot on top of your left hip. That a girl. And now open the loop. There's a loop at the bottom of that strap. That a girl. Open that loop. No, you don't need to have the tail. Just open the loop. There's a loop at the bottom. There we go. Yeah. Open that loop and put that loop around the outsides of your legs. Perfect. Here, quick steady that a girl. Good. Now hey, be careful that you don't bang your head, so scooch a little further forward. Good. Yep, take the strap. That's it. So this is, we're working toward Padmasana or lotus, but we're just doing one leg at a time. Okay? And now lay back. So you see how, is it tight, the strap?
So do move.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, now lay back. Let me see you lay back onto your back. So lift your legs to lift yourself like that. That's it. You got it. So this looks pretty easy for you. It is?
Yeah.
Come on up. Okay, take the strap off. Now take your left foot to your right hip. Now lean back. That a girl. So if you want to have the strap on if your legs are falling out, that's it. See if you can lengthen your thighs. That's it. Nicely done. Lengthen your thighs. So we're either working in Ardha Padmasana, so half lotus or full, and we're supta lying on the ground. Working from the center of our buttocks, minimizing that hypermobility. See if you can take your lower ribs to your hips, and then take your center of your buttocks up to your lower ribs. Lengthening your thighs out through your kneecaps. So that length comes from the top of the hip along the top of the thigh out through the knees. And eventually the knees are working their way inwards. Good job, everybody. So breathe a little more deeply if you can. So slowly over time the body starts to accept this new place. And you can see that it is nothing to do with the mind. The mind is not driving the pose here. It becomes a happening. We're just breathing, allowing the opening to happen. So it becomes a happening. And we drop the doership. We're not doing anything. We're just focusing on the breath. Nicely done. So let's start to make our way up here. So we sit in Dandasana, let's flex the feet, press the backs of the backs, lift through the crease of the arm and chest. So lengthen those legs, lift through the crease of the arm and chest. And let's reach the arms up, lift and lengthen. And then let's take the middle and index finger around the big toes for Paschimottanasana. So try to straighten your legs to start. That girl, just do what you can, that's it. Good. See if you can press the backs of the thighs down. Lift your belly, lift your chest. And then here comes the next side. So let's lift the left leg this time. Lift the left leg. I know it's going to be hard for you, don't worry, it's hard, I know. Lift the left leg, so bend your knee and lift it. Try not to release the feet though, that's it. Just see if you can lift the left leg. Now draw the knee back, draw the knee back. See this? Oh, that a girl. Yes, it's harder than it looks. So this is bow and arrow looking. But can you feel the stretch from that left side? Yeah. Drawing the knee in, pressing through the back of the right thigh. Lifting through the armpit chest. Okay, let's take the right hand to the left heel. So let's take the hands to the left ankle. And let's just move that hip. So straighten your leg, that girl. You're back into money again. So this stuff is tough. We just do what we can, eh? We're working on opening this area. It doesn't happen like that. And try to keep your foot flexed. So we're lengthening through that left Achilles, taking the foot to the right hip. Good. And let's see if you can fold forward. Yeah. That's it. Just breathe. Let it go. So you can always, if you want, at least you look enlightened. That's the most important thing. You can take your strap if you're way back here. We're not here for a long time. But your hips are so open in Padmasana.
I hurt my hamstring the other day. It's running, so it's really tired. Really tired. Yeah.
Okay, that's why you're here. Okay, so we're going to do something after this directly for the hamstrings. Okay, once we finish this one. So we'll do a downward dog after this. After we finish this little cycle here. So Dr. Oz, does anybody know Dr. Oz? So he says that 5 minutes of stretching a day will extend your life by decades. You can feel the tension in the body. That's why it's so difficult to stretch. Because we don't want to meet our tension. We don't want to face our tension. But that's why we get that great feeling afterwards, because the tension falls out through that exhale. So just try and take a few deep exhales. And then let's bend the right leg. Just bring your right foot to the floor. And let's take the left knee around. So that's it. So you got it. So you see I'm walking my hands over to the left, hands to the left. That girl, and drop your left knee down. Good, yeah. And then walk that right foot in and try and scooch in. So we feel this. I can feel it. Yeah. And then we want to get scooch closer and closer, depending on how open the hip is. Try to lift through your belly. So this is extremely important work because the reproductive system is here. And you want to keep that area healthy. You want to keep things flowing freely. Circulation is a necessary element to a healthy pelvis, a healthy pelvic floor. Good. So now we're coming around and bringing the right foot underneath the left, but in your case, my dear, if you want to take the right foot over into the full pose, feel free. I'm not big on it. So I just work at wherever my body is. It is what it is, right? And I've been a teacher for many years, and that has nothing to do with anything. Finding your place is the ticket. Worrying not at all about what your neighbor is doing, because I can assure you that we have to totally tweak for everybody. Everybody's different. If I have 20 people in the room, everybody's slightly different. So we have to honor our individuality. That's where our creative side lives. And then let's come down. So be careful not to bang your head. And look for the center of your buttocks. Try not to lift too much through your lower back. I have a very deep sway back, so that hypermobility for me is an ongoing consideration. Lower belly, lower back to the floor, lower ribs to the hips. So these thigh bones are lengthening. The strap, often in the early stages, you can pull those thighs apart to create some resistance, to create that sensation of lengthening from the thigh bones. And then you can see the knees start to draw in. And over time, the body starts to accept this new place. And again, it happens primarily from just breathing and surrendering, allowing the body to go deeper and deeper on its own, so that this yoga is not driven by the mind, it becomes a happening. As we become the witness. So feel a sense of lengthening your thighs from the top of the hip along the top of the thigh up to the knee. That is a different action than the inner thighs rolling out. The two go very hand in hand to isolate and open the pelvic floor. Hopefully honoring the lower back, so we're not creating too much strain in the lower back as we open the hips, because they're very much connected. So just take a few more deep breaths here. Excuse me. Deep breaths, just allow the breath to move all the way from the top to the bottom, out to the sides. Just expanding, creating more space inside the body. start to make our way up, ladies. It becomes addictive, doesn't it? But you see it's hard to come in there, so we know we made some headway. All right, so we move the strap off to the side. And let's just open the legs here. And let's take the strap and just open the strap a little. And place it on the outsides of the feet. So that you can pull your feet apart. Oh. And if you have a bolster, take the bolster on top of your thighs. Pull the feet apart, that's it, that's it. Break the strap and push through your heels. That girl, so you see how the heels lift. Lift those heels, lengthen, lengthen. Take the heels down. Do that a few times. So lift the heels, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. See if you can lift up, that's it. So take your elbows forward and lift up. So you're gonna come a little bit further forward if you can. Nicely done. So we wanna lift and break the strap. So you can start to feel those thighs already, right? So my dear, I'm going to send the bolster over to you and you're going to take your thighs, bolster on top. See how it's on the higher level? Press those thighs. So we want those femur bones lifting up. We want the thighs lifting up into the bolster as we pull the strap apart. Whoa.
Wow, nice.
You got it. And take your heels down if you can and pull the strap and keep the length. There, nice. So I'm a runner, I've been a runner my whole life. I have really tight groin, really tight hips. So that's why I love to teach this stuff because I have to do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because the older you get, the more likely you are to injure if you don't do this stuff. As you experience. Did you do the marathon on Sunday? Oh, it was a big marathon on
I got
Sunday.
injured earlier. It was like, it's been half a year on and off. So every time when I run, when I jog for maybe more than 10 minutes, a hamstring here and my hip will start hurting.
Are you doing physio?
Not yet.
That's okay, this is going to be better.
Yeah, it's not hurting too much, but it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And preventing you from running.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move this aside. We're just going to do a few more things here because you're both runners. So let's just take the legs forward and just take your left knee in and under.
That was a really good one. I liked that one.
Huh?
I liked that one. That was cool.
Good, eh?
Yeah.
And try to flex your right foot. That's it. And we're stretching. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's it. So this is, you see this all the time in the Olympics, people stretching like this. It's a good one too, right? Yeah. Because the hips are doing different things. That's why. So you're creating two different actions inside one. See if you can draw your left knee in a little closer. Slowly lift back up. So just take your left leg forward, right knee back. So each side is always different. And we're not staying for a long time. That's it. And then come forward. Try to flex your left foot back. So just so you know, for hamstrings, releasing the leg to the side will release the stretch. If you need to. It's your other side though, right?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Okay. So next time when you come to class, let me know you have a hamstring injury because we'll do more Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. But you could do one back bend if you want it. Do you guys want to do a back bend?
Sure. Okay, try.
Yeah, you can try it. That's it.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, we'll just let's come out of this pose and we're going to take our blanket to the wall. So grab yourself a blanket if you don't have one. Right to the wall. And then let's take our blocks with us. Atta girl. Right to the wall. Yeah, bring your mat right up to the wall, honey, so it doesn't slide your mat. Yeah, you got it. So let's take the right knee to the wall and slide the knee down. So it's right against the wall. That's it. Right knee to the wall. So give yourself double padding, my sweet. Double your blanket up. Yeah, I don't want you to have any problem with your knee. Just double your blanket up. Okay. And then let's take the left leg forward. So you're doing the other side. Okay, good. Now take your left foot forward. That girl. Good. Good job. And let's start to come up. See if you can tuck your right sits bone in and under. Good. So you see the right foot is on the outer right hip. Take your right hand to your right heel and press down through the right heel as you tuck your right sits bone in and under. Press your hand to the heel. Press your hand down into the heel. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Lift through the crease of the arm to chest. And now let's take the arms up. Good. So tuck, tuck, tuck. The right sits bone in and under. Lift your belly. So this is a back bend. If you were lying on the ground and your right leg was tucked in and under, you'd be lying back in Ardha Supta Virasana. Okay, so you want to go a little further just for fun? Sure. Okay, see if you can take your left leg forward. That's it, good. So tuck that right sits bone. And then you can see eventually you would come down all the way, work your way down slowly over time, but not in this lifetime. So I took my leg slightly to the side because I was overstretched hamstring. And it's because the right side is overly tight, so I've overused the left side. I've depended too much on the left. All right, let's slowly bring that left leg back. And now take the left knee to the ground. Left knee to the ground. Atta girl, right knee forward. It's a big one. Yeah, that's a big one. You want to do, okay, we'll do a lateral stretch after that, and then we'll be done. Okay, so let's do this side. All these things that we were going to do, I could keep going forever. Let's take the left leg to the wall. That's it. Good. So try to get the knee right to the wall. That's it. And then let's step the right foot forward. So you look at the left foot and it wants to be on the outer hip if you can manage. Not that you can see, but my thumb belongs in the instep of that inner left ankle because I want to lengthen that inner ankle and draw the outer ankle in as I press down through the heel. So I'm using the thumb to lengthen and pull the instep of that inner left ankle, and the outer four fingers draw the outer ankle in. Pressing through the heel. Woo! And then let's lift the arms up. Lift the arms up, up, up. Tuck the left sits bone in and under. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Lower ribs to the hips. And this right sits bone here is drawing down towards the inner left thigh. It's endless, right? It's endless. Okay, then let's take the hands to the blocks and let's walk that right leg forward. I'm just going to do a little bit of time check here. So I always get carried away. Okay, we're good.
What time is it?
12:44. So we're just going to do a lateral stretch, and then we'll do a back bend, and then we'll be done. Quick lateral stretch. Good job, you guys. Okay, so let's slowly come back up. We were going to do Ikapada pigeon. We're going to skip the pigeon and do the lateral stretch. All right, let's take the right leg back, bring the right knee to the ground, left knee forward. Good job. Let's bring the blanket in front here. And let's bring the knees to the blanket. Let's take the block to the right, and let's step the left foot to the left, and just stretch your left arm all the way over. This is what you're craving. The lateral stretch, that's it. Good. See if you can take your hips forward and then look up to the sky. So open your whole left underarm and your left arm. That's it. Good. Press your left heel. Tuck hips forward, opening through the left underarm. And create that double action by pressing the left heel as you reach the left hand in the opposite direction. So the level of the block is entirely up to you. Let's slowly lift back up. So let's reach the right arm up, keeping the left leg out to the side. So keep that, that's it. Reach the right arm up. Other arm, right arm, right arm. That's your left arm, right arm up. That's it, right arm up. Right hand over to the left. So you must have changed sides.
Yeah.
So go back to the same thing we were doing, another girl. And now take your right arm up. No, take your right arm up. That's it. There we go. Good. So try to bring your hands together towards that left foot. Lift your belly. Stretch. And then slowly lift back up. And let's change sides here. So let's step the left knee in and just step the block out to the left. And so on. Good. So press that right foot and reach that right hand in the opposite direction. Open your right chest. Hips forward, lift your belly. And create that double action by pressing your right heel as you reach your right hand in the opposite direction. Full breath. So breathe, breathe, breathe. That's it. And then let's slowly come up. So let's reach the left arm up. So keep that leg out. Keep the leg out. Keep the leg out. There we go. Good. Good. Breathe as you bring your hands together. And then take your hands towards your right foot. Reach your left hand even further. Go, go, go. Reach your left hand. Yeah, can you imagine? Some people actually fold right in half. Paryangasana. It's a lateral twist for the spine and it's a double back bend, so it's really great value. It looks like a simple pose, but you can feel it's such a great feeling. All right, let's slowly come up. So let's take a downward dog with the rope. So you guys just move your blanket off to the side and come on up to standing. And you guys are going to watch me. So take your ropes like this. One rope in your right hand, one rope in your left hand. Now take them up here though. Okay? Take them up here, yeah. And let's cross the ropes. Just cross the ropes. Good. The rope you're holding in your left hand, right foot through that rope. Right foot. Right foot, that's it, good. Right, and now turn away from the wall. Good, left, yeah. So cross it behind your back. Left foot through the rope. Let's come forward. Take the ropes right up, so keep them high. Let's take the hands to the floor, heels halfway up the wall, and then let's take the hands forward as we drop the chest and head. So start to press through your heels, walk your hands further forward, and as you press through your heels, lift your chest to your hands. And now let's draw the lower ribs away from the armpit toward the hips. So the lower ribs draw towards the pelvis and the armpit chest is reaching to the hands. So we have that opposite, opposing action in the front upper chest. See if you can take your sits bones down to your heels. So tuck, tuck, tuck your sits bones. Down to your heels, pressing through your heels, lifting your chest. That's reach forward, lengthening that spinal extension. Good, and then let's walk the hands to the feet, feet to the hands. So just a short down dog. Remember we hold that for a little longer, but you guys are new to the ropes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you can feel how the longer you hold it, the better. It's a deeper experience. Okay, so let's step out of the ropes, and we're going to do our final pose, Urdhva. And I like to do it with the bolster and blocks because it's a little bit more accessible. You know, if you don't do back bends all the time, they're hard, right? So this is what I want you girls to do to start. Take your blocks like this and place them apart and against the wall. So they need to be really secure. Apart, so that you have enough space between your head. And those ones, I'm going to give you cork blocks here. So take your blocks apart, so that's it, and take them down a little bit because that's too big of an incline. So let's move these. And let's take those like so. And now let's take the bolster and place it in the center, but leave some space for your head. So you see how I've got your bolster away from the blocks. Now I'm not a back bender. So maybe move your bolster just slightly away, just as back then. And I'm not worried either, so we just do what we can, right? The good news is that the blocks will help for this restriction in the upper chest, and we start to really work the legs. The reason we're doing this is these type of movements are very good for hamstring injuries. And I should do more of them. All right, so take a look. So you see how I just press through my heels and my hands and up I come. Give yourself a minute because the body will take a few seconds to adjust and then start to straighten your arms and legs. Whew. press through your heels. Lift. Breathe deeply. See if you can take your sits bones to your knees. And whenever you feel ready, slowly coming down. Good. Yeah, you can push them. You want to take them right down?
Yeah, I could slide off.
Hey, so I can give you another option. So try again. Bring your hands so. Yeah, right on side now. So just take your hands back. Yeah. That's it. And press up. You got it. Good. So you see it's hard. It's arms straight. That's why the bolster helps. Okay. Okay. You guys just come and lay flat. Take a moment out and just lay flat if you like for your final row Shavasana. I love the Shavasana. Just lay flat for a moment, that's it. Now for a long time, just to let the body recover. So the shoulder blades are tucking in and under. And the legs are just ever so slightly wider than the hips. Palms face up. And we just let the mind be in a nice, easy place where there's no dialogue. We're just observing, letting the mind be still with the body now. So just long enough to quieten the central nervous system. And then whenever you feel ready, gently bring your hands to your belly and drawing your knees to your chest. As you roll to the right, and just use your left hand and your right elbow to press you up.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'll come back in. Have a good day.
Right now, you guys.
Have a good day.
Just reach your arms up. And look up from your sits bones. Hands to prayer. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you very much. You're so great.
So great.
It's my first time coming.